Welcome back to Living in Texas Realty. Today's video, we're going to tell you reasons why you may not want to move to Texas.
That's right. Texas has been a hot spot for people moving in like there's no tomorrow. But before you pack your bags and jump on the Texas bandwagon, watch this video to know what you're getting into.
Oh, and before we get started, a little disclaimer, guys. We're not here to rain on anyone's parade. It's just a little fun title to get you curious. We love Texas. We moved here ourselves 16 years ago, but it's just that every place has its quirks, right?
That's correct. So let's dive in and start with number 10.
All right, brace yourselves for the Texas summers, folks. They're hotter than a jalapeno pepper and a bonfire. And if you're in the Houston or certain places, add some humidity to that mix. You might find people chilling in the kiddie pools with a couple beers. I mean, it sounds weird, but it's the best way to beat the heat.
Absolutely. Just picture it. Grown up in a kiddie pool with a cold one, enjoying the Texas sun. It's all about survival out here. But hey, if you love the heat like me, this could be a bonus for you.
Now, let's talk about number 9, and that is the traffic in Texas. It's no joke. If you're in big cities like Houston, Dallas, or Austin, be prepared for bumper-to-bumper madness. The Texas Department of Transportation even said that we have more car accidents than anyone per capita.
Literally, it's like a battleground out there, folks. But don't worry, they're working on it with some cool projects like high-speed rails and better public transportation. So a car will still be your best friend for now.
Oh, and now let's talk about Texas's property taxes. They're actually a big deal for the state's revenue system because Texas doesn't have a state income tax. So property taxes are like the superheroes funding various public services and cool infrastructure projects. Whether you own a home or a business pad, you gotta pay taxes based on what that property's worth. The rates can vary depending on where you live and what school districts you're in, so that it's not the same for everyone. While property taxes do their part in keeping our communities running smoothly, they can also be a bit of a headache for some folks, since rising property values means higher tax bills. The whole thing is a topic of ongoing debate right now and scrutiny, as policymakers try to find the perfect sweet spot between funding what's needed and making sure we can all afford it.
The state government just passed a bill to take to us voters in November that will increase the homestead exemption from $25,000 to $100,000. However, just don't be surprised if you see some serious numbers on your property tax bill.
Property taxes are one thing, but how about that weather, Patrice? Oh, the Texas weather is all over the place. Summer gets crazy hot, especially down south, but hey, winters are a mixed bag as well. Mild in the south and chilly up north, with occasional snow and ice surprises. And watch out, we get some wild stuff too. Thunderstorms, tornadoes, and hurricanes along the Gulf Coast. With the state being so darn huge, you'll find all sorts of climates. Dry and arid out west and more humid vibes out on the eastern coast. One thing's for sure, Texas weather likes to keep us on our toes all year round.
It's like a buffet of weather disasters. But on a serious note, make sure you're covered with solid homeowner insurance if you're planning to settle in Texas.
Now let's talk about healthcare, shall we? Texas has some fantastic hospitals and doctors, but the issue is the uninsured residents. We have got a lot of them, and that affects the overall healthcare access and affordability rankings.
True, so take care of your health, folks. Make sure you have the right coverage if you're moving here, especially if you're retiring to the Lone Star State.
All right, now this one's a bit controversial. Texas loves its guns. And if you are all for that Second Amendment, you'll feel right at home here in Texas. But if you're not too keen on firearms, well, you might find yourselves in an interesting situation.
It's a gun-toting paradise for some and unnerving for others. So know where you stand on this issue before you grab your moving boxes.
Ah, the locals. Texas pride runs deep, y'all. So if you're moving from California like we did, or any other place, and you're met with some resistance, don't take it personally. The locals just want to preserve the Texas charm.
That's right. Just keep an open mind and respect the Texas way of life. Embrace the cowboy hats, boots, and Tex-Mex, and you'll be just fine.
Hey, Texas is the place to be. Everyone's moving in like there's no tomorrow. But with more people comes more problems, like crowded cities and overstretched infrastructure.
Absolutely, and if you love wide open spaces, consider heading out to Lubbock or Amarillo, where you can still find that Texas charm without the big city hustle.
Like many parts of the United States, Texas has its fair share of political tension right now. The divide between Republican and Democrats has hit turbo mode. So if you are planning to have political debates at the dinner table, well, you need to brace yourselves.
Yep, it's like the Wild West of politics out here. But hey, respect each other's views and maybe you'll bridge the gap. After all, we're in this Texas-sized state together.
In the last few years, Texas has seen a big jump in housing prices, which brings both good and not so good news for folks looking for a place to call home. With the state's booming economy and plenty of job opportunities, more and more people are flocking here, driving up the demand for houses in cities and regions all over. As a result, home prices are on the rise, sometimes even faster than the people's paychecks can keep up with. This makes it tough for many folks, especially first-time homebuyers, to break into the housing market or find bigger properties to upgrade to. While higher housing prices mean existing homeowners might have more equity, it's also sparking concerns about affordability and access for others. The folks in charge, along with real estate pros and communities, are working hard to find ways to balance the housing supply and demand, making sure Texas stays a place where everyone can find their sweet home and settlement.
Absolutely. The Texas real estate market is soaring like a rocket, and opportunities won't wait around forever. So if you've got your eyes on that Texas dream home, well, seize the moment while the iron's hot. With the city's vibrant culture, thriving job market, and appealing lifestyle, it's no surprise that demand for homes in areas like Austin, Houston, and Dallas is through the roof. But don't let that deter you. Be proactive and work with local real estate experts like Living in Texas Realty to find the perfect place to call your own before prices shoot even higher. The Texas dream awaits, so make sure you move now and secure your piece of this exciting and dynamic city.
Alright folks, that's a wrap on this Texas-sized video. Remember, we're just here to have some fun and give you some lowdown on the Texas living.
That's right. If you're still excited to move to Texas, we are here to welcome you with open arms. It's a state with character, heart, and some fantastic folks.
And don't forget to hit that subscribe button for some more fun, informative content. Until next time, y'all, keep it real and keep it Texas.
Take care now and see you next time.